There's a specific moment when your mind breaks. When the thoughts get so loud, so relentless, that you can't hear anything else anymore. A monk discovered exactly when this happens. And more importantly, how to stop it before it's too late. 3 in the morning. You're lying in bed, eyes wide open. Your mind won't stop. It's replaying that conversation from work. Over and over. What you said, what they said, what you should have said. Then, it jumps to tomorrow. The meeting. The presentation. What if you mess up? What if they think you're incompetent? Now you're thinking about last year when something similar happened. The embarrassment, the shame. Your heart is racing, your chest feels tight, and somewhere in the chaos, a small voice whispers that maybe you're losing control. This is what Buddha called the monkey mind. But here's what most people don't know. The monkey mind isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. Because the more you let it run wild, the stronger it gets. Until one day, you can't turn it off at all. Buddha discovered this the hard way. And what he learned saved not just his own mind, but millions of others, including yours. Act 1. The voice that never stops. Here's something that will probably scare you. Right now, while you're watching this, there's a voice in your head. It's been talking your entire life, non-stop, every single day. From the moment you wake up until you finally fall asleep. Sometimes even in your dreams. Most people don't even notice it anymore. It's like living next to a highway. At first, the noise is deafening. But after years, you forget it's even there. Except it is there. Always talking, always judging, always worrying. Buddha realized something terrifying. Most people think they are that voice. When the voice says you're not good enough, you believe you're not good enough. When the voice says everyone is judging you, you believe everyone is judging you. When the voice creates worst-case scenarios, you live in those scenarios like they're already real. But here's the twist. That voice isn't you. It never was. There was a student who went to a Zen master, desperate. She said her thoughts were so loud she couldn't sleep, couldn't work, couldn't function. The master asked her a simple question. Who is listening to the thoughts? She stopped, confused. The master smiled. If you can hear the voice in your head, then you can't be the voice. You're something else, something watching the voice, something deeper. The student's eyes filled with tears, not from sadness, from relief. Because in that moment, she realized she'd been in prison her whole life, and the prison door was never locked. This is Buddha's first teaching. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky. Thoughts are just clouds passing through. But here's the problem. Most people spend their whole lives grabbing clouds, thinking they're solid, thinking they're real. And that's when the suffering starts. Because you can't hold a cloud. You can only watch it drift away. But what happens when the clouds turn dark? When the thoughts turn vicious? That's when you need the second teaching. And it's more powerful than you think. Act 2. The monkeys inside your head. Imagine walking into a room. There are 5 monkeys inside. Each one is screaming. One is throwing things. Another is jumping on the furniture. Another is pulling your hair. Another is showing you pictures of every mistake you've ever made. Another is predicting every disaster that could possibly happen in your future. This is your mind when you overthink. And here's what makes it worse. When you try to calm the monkeys down, they get louder. When you try to reason with them, they multiply. When you fight them, they win. Buddha watched this happening to his students. He watched them struggle. He watched them suffer. And then he discovered something that changed everything. The monkeys only have power when you feed them. Every time you engage with a useless thought, you're throwing bananas to the monkeys. The thought says, What if this goes wrong? And instead of letting it pass, you start thinking about all the ways it could go wrong. You create scenarios. You imagine conversations. You feel the anxiety like it's already happening. And the monkeys get stronger. Buddha's students asked him how to fight the thoughts. He said, don't fight them. Don't feed them either. Just stop giving them bananas. One monk tried this. A thought came. A terrible thought. The kind that usually spirals into hours of anxiety. But this time, instead of engaging, he just noticed it. Oh, there's that thought again. And he let it pass. Like watching a car drive by without jumping in front of it. The thought came back. Louder this time, demanding attention. He noticed it again. And again, let it pass. After the third time, something strange happened. The thought got quieter. After the fifth time, it disappeared completely. The monk was shocked. He'd spent years fighting these thoughts. Years losing. And all he had to do was stop fighting. Stop feeding. Just watch. Buddha taught his students a trick. When a thought you don't want keeps coming back, give it a name. Just say thinking, or worrying, or judging. Don't analyze it. Don't get involved. Just name it and move on. It sounds too simple to work, but that's exactly why it works. Because you're not trying to destroy the thought. You're just refusing to make it more important than it is. But here's where it gets tricky. Because some thoughts don't just pass through. Some thoughts grab you by the throat and won't let go. And that's when you need the third teaching. The one Buddha considered most important of all. Act 3. The power of right here, right now. A man once came to Buddha in complete panic. He said, "Master, my mind is everywhere. It's in the past, replaying mistakes. It's in the future, imagining disasters. It's never where I am. I can't focus. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm going insane." Buddha picked up a cup of tea. He poured it slowly, steam rising, the sound of liquid hitting ceramic, the warmth spreading through the cup. He looked at the man and said, "Right now, in this exact moment, are you okay?" The man thought about it. "Well, yes. Right now I'm sitting here. Right now nothing bad is happening." Buddha nodded. "Your suffering isn't happening now. It's happening in your mind, in memories that are gone, in futures that don't exist. But right here, right now, you are safe." This is the teaching that changes everything. Your mind overthinks because it's trying to be in 17 places at once. It's replaying last week, planning next month, judging how you look, wondering what people think, creating problems that don't exist, solving problems that might never happen. The solution isn't to think faster or harder. The solution is to be exactly where you are. Buddha taught his students something radical. When you walk, just walk. When you eat, just eat. When you breathe, just breathe. Nothing else. Just this. Just now. A master named Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the whole earth revolves." Because in that moment, it is. Try it right now. Feel your breath. Not thinking about breathing. Actually feeling it. The air coming in. The air going out. The slight pause between. That's it. Nothing complicated. Just breath. Your mind will wander. It always does. That's not failure. That's just what minds do. The practice is noticing when it wanders and gently bringing it back. Like guiding a puppy back to its bed. No anger, no frustration, just gentle guidance. This is what Buddha called mindfulness. And it's the opposite of overthinking. Overthinking is being everywhere except where you are. Mindfulness is being exactly where you are, fully, completely. And in that presence, the chaos stops. But what about the thoughts that won't stop? The ones that feel so real, so urgent, so true that ignoring them seems impossible. That's where the fourth teaching comes in, and it's the one that breaks the cycle completely. Act 4. The question that destroys anxiety. A woman came to Buddha, consumed by a single thought. My husband doesn't love me anymore. She'd been thinking it for months. It was destroying her sleep, her happiness, her marriage. Every small action her husband took became evidence. He came home late? Proof. He didn't smile enough? Proof. He forgot to say something? More proof. Buddha listened. Then he asked her one question. How do you know it's true? She stared at him. What do you mean? I feel it. I know it. But how do you know? Buddha asked again. Did he tell you? Did he say he doesn't love you? No, but I can tell. Can you? Buddha said gently. Or is your mind telling you a story and you're believing it? The woman went quiet. She realized she'd been so convinced by the thought that she never questioned whether it was actually true. This is Buddha's most powerful teaching. Most overthinking comes from believing thoughts that aren't even real. Your mind creates a story, and you accept it as fact without any evidence. Someone doesn't text you back. Your mind says they hate you. Is that true? You don't actually know, but you believe it anyway. And now you're anxious. You make a small mistake at work. Your mind says you always mess everything up. Is that true? Of course not. But you believe it anyway. And now you feel worthless. Buddha taught a simple practice. Whenever a thought causes you pain, ask 4 questions. Is this thought true? Not how does it feel. Is it actually objectively true? Can I absolutely know it's true? Can I prove it beyond doubt? How do I feel when I believe this thought? Notice the anxiety, the sadness, the fear it creates. Who would I be without this thought? Imagine waking up tomorrow and this thought just doesn't exist anymore. A student tried this with a thought, I'm not good enough. Is it true? Well, sometimes I make mistakes. Everyone does. But not good enough? That's not a fact. That's a judgment. Can I absolutely know it's true? No, because good enough isn't even measurable. Good enough for what? According to who? How do I feel when I believe it? Anxious, small, defeated, worthless. Who would I be without it? Free, just myself, doing my best, living my life. The thought collapsed, because it was never true to begin with. It was just a story, a very convincing story, but still, just a story. Most of your overthinking will disappear when you start questioning it, because most of it is built on stories, not facts. But there's one more teaching, the most powerful one, the one Buddha called the key to everything. Act 5. The silence between thoughts. Buddha sat under a tree for 49 days. People thought he was trying to stop his thoughts, to empty his mind, to become blank. But that's not what he was doing at all. He was looking for something so subtle that most people miss it their entire lives. He was looking for the gap. Between every thought, there's a tiny moment of silence. A split second where no thought exists. Most people never notice it because their minds move too fast. One thought ends, and boom, the next one starts. It's like a highway with no space between cars. But Buddha found it. That tiny gap. That fraction of a second where there's nothing. Just pure silence. Pure peace. And he realized something profound. That gap is your natural state. That silence is what you actually are, underneath all the thinking, It's always been there. You just couldn't see it because the thoughts were too loud, too close together. So he taught his students to look for it. Sit quietly. Watch your thoughts. Don't try to stop them. Don't judge them. Just watch. And between two thoughts, there it is. A microsecond of nothing. That's what you've been searching for. One student practiced this every day. At first, she couldn't find the gap at all. Thoughts just piled on top of thoughts. But she kept watching, and one day, she caught it. Just a flash. A tiny moment of silence between, I need to do this and I should have done that. It lasted maybe half a second. But in that half second, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Complete peace. The more she noticed the gaps, the wider they became. It's like training your mind to breathe between thoughts instead of running non-stop. The thoughts are still there, but now there's space. Now there's air. A teacher described it like this. Thoughts are like cars on a highway. Most people stand in the middle of the highway getting hit by every car. But when you notice the gaps, you realize you can stand on the side of the road. The cars are still there, but they're not hitting you anymore. You're just watching them pass. This is what Buddha discovered under that tree. And this is what he spent the rest of his life teaching. So, here's what you need to remember. 5 teachings that will change everything if you actually use them. You are not your thoughts. You're the awareness watching the thoughts. The sky, not the clouds. Stop feeding the monkeys. When useless thoughts come, don't engage. Just notice and let them pass. Be here now. Whatever you're doing, do only that. This moment is the only moment that actually exists. Question everything. Most overthinking is built on stories, not facts. Ask yourself, is this actually true? Find the gaps. Between thoughts, there's silence. That silence is your natural state. The more you notice it, the more peace you'll have. You don't need years of meditation. You don't need to become some enlightened master. You just need to change your relationship with your own mind. Stop being your thoughts. Start watching your thoughts. And in that watching, everything changes. The quiet mind you're desperate for isn't something you need to create. It's something you need to uncover. It's been there all along, waiting for you to notice it. What do you think about these 5 teachings of Buddhism to help you make your mind calm and stop overthinking? Or do you think stopping overthinking may lead to lost imagination and thus stifled creativity? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to Better Buddhist channel if you want more ancient wisdom that actually works.